Welcome to the land of kilts, bagpipes, and beautiful landscapes. Yep, you guessed it, we're talking about Scotland, a place where even the haggis is entertaining. Well, maybe not haggis. So, let's dive into this intriguing fact. Out of Scotland's 5.45 million folks, a whopping 70% call this area home. Right here, my friends, we've got the central belt of Scotland, where around 3 to 3.5 million people reside. That's a staggering 63% of the whole Scottish population. And if we toss in places like East Fife, Perth, and Dundee, we're talking about nearly 80% of the whole shebang crammed into this narrow strip in the heart of Scotland. But wait, why the concentration here? What about other cool spots like Aberdeen, the oil capital of Europe? Well, Aberdeen is pretty awesome, boasting low crime rates, high salaries, and the chance to score a castle for the price of a London one-bedroom flat. The only downside? That bone-chilling Scottish weather. Inverness, another northern gem, is the gateway to the majestic Scottish Highlands. But with a population of just 50,000, it's like a small-town adventure in a city setting. Not exactly a youth magnet, you know. And let's not forget Scotland's whopping 790-plus islands. But surprise, surprise, only 93 of them are inhabited. Take Harris and Lewis, for instance. With 21,000 residents, it's like the Bahamas with a cooler breeze, and about 30 degrees Celsius less. Shetland, Orkney, and the famous Isle of Skye also beckon with their natural wonders, but the population across all of Scotland's islands barely tips 103,000. So, what's stopping people from packing up and moving to these scenic spots? Well, first, the transportation can be as tricky as navigating a labyrinth. Trains, buses, ferries, flights, you name it. Plus, limited housing, spotty internet, and not-so-hopping entertainment options can make island life a bit challenging. Now, back to the mainland, where a curious question arises: why are vast stretches of Scotland unpopulated? It turns out, the terrain plays a big role. 60% of Scotland is a wild mountainous landscape, home to the UK's largest wildlife habitat. The Scottish Highlands are basically cousins with the Appalachian Range in the US, sharing a common ancestor. But living in these mountainous wonders can be a real puzzle. Housing is scarce, educational opportunities are limited, and the roads often resemble one-way tracks. Many people in these parts are self-sufficient, growing their own grub and generating their power. But hey, here's another twist: about 22% of the population is over 65, which means they're not necessarily looking for work. With only around 200,000 people calling the Scottish Highlands home, it's a far cry from the 300,000 in the 18th and 19th centuries. But what's the story behind this decrease? Enter the Highland clearances, where folks were forcibly evicted to make room for sheep farming. Combine that with the Jacobite Rebellion and the Battle of Culloden, and you've got a recipe for a dwindling population. While Scotland may have stunning natural beauty, the climate can be a bit, well, unpredictable. So, many Highlanders dream of warmer places just a few hours away. It's not all gloom, though. Celebrities like Billy Connolly, Paul McCartney, and Bob Dylan have found their Highland haven. In the grand scheme of things, Scotland's breathtaking landscapes have been preserved, even if it means fewer theme parks and fast food chains. In fact, they fought tooth and nail to protect Loch Lomond from becoming a theme park. Can you believe it? Scotland values its history and untouched landscapes, and you can't help but admire that. So, while some parts of Scotland might seem empty, it's all part of the charm. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Scotland's nooks and crannies. It's a place where history, rugged terrain, and passionate locals come together to create a truly unique blend of culture and beauty.